hey, Zach, I'm a Dolphins fan, and with the Dolphins already having 3 first-round picks this year, do you think it would benefit them more to still draft Tua with the 5th overall pick, or do you think that the Dolphins would benefit from trading down from the 5th pick, receiving an extra first, and possibly a second rounder and drafting Jordan Love later in the first round? Oh, man. So currently, if you don't know the Dolphins situation, the Dolphins have 3 first-round picks, just to clarify for you guys. They have the 5th overall pick. That is their pick they earned. They have the 18th overall pick in the NFL draft in the first round. They got that from the Steelers in the Minkah Fitzpatrick trade. They also have the 26th overall pick, which they got from the Texans in the Laremy Tunsil trade. They also have 2 second-round picks, and then not only do the Dolphins have 14 total picks in this year's NFL draft, in next year's NFL draft, they have 2 more first-round picks. It's pretty ridiculous. The Dolphins are really setting themselves up to have a just gigantic amount of draft picks to build their roster in the next 2 years through the NFL draft. There are so many possibilities. One of them is that the Dolphins could keep Josh Rosen, a former first-round pick. He was drafted 2 years ago in the first round by the Arizona Cardinals. Maybe the Dolphins love Josh Rosen. If the Dolphins believe in Josh Rosen and they want to build around him, do it. Draft 3 starters in the first round of the NFL draft and build around the quarterback, the young quarterback, Josh Rosen. Now, the reason why I would advise against building around Josh Rosen is because he's extremely limited from a mobility standpoint. He cannot extend a play. It's really wild watching Josh Rosen and Ryan Fitzpatrick. Ryan Fitzpatrick, the 37-year-old quarterback, he's really old. He's in his late 30s. He can extend a play better than the young guy, 2 years in the league, Josh Rosen can. Josh Rosen is incredibly, incredibly immobile. He cannot avoid a sack to save his life. If anybody gets a hand on him, he's done for. And that nothing wrong with that, but the NFL has changed in the last couple of years where you want a quarterback who's mobile. So that would, if they don't stick to their guns, if they don't commit to Josh Rosen as their long-term plan at quarterback, then so many possibilities open up. It is likely that the Dolphins are not going to draft Joe Burrow because Joe Burrow is rumored to go number 1 overall. He's the quarterback from LSU. It's rumored that the Cincinnati Bengals are going to draft Joe Burrow. That makes sense to me. Now, if some miraculous thing happens and the Dolphins have the opportunity to draft Joe Burrow, they should do that. He's the best quarterback in the draft. He's the guy I would want more than anybody. And I really think that Joe Burrow would be way better off with the Dolphins. Joe Burrow is going to go to the Cincinnati Bengals and really be wasted as a talent, wasted. His work ethic's not going to go very far. They're not a team motivated on winning a Super Bowl. Now, the Dolphins, if they draft Joe Burrow, he'd be a massive star. They're building a franchise, and he would be the perfect guy to build a franchise around. But that's not probably going to happen either. So the only reason now is you're probably going to get Tua Tagovailoa at the 5th overall pick if you're the Dolphins. The only reason I would not draft Tua, I think they're going to draft Tua. That's what I would do. I would draft Tua Tagovailoa, the quarterback from Alabama. However, my problem with Josh Rosen is lack of mobility. Tua got hurt in college, and if he's medically unfit to be incredibly mobile, that's a problem. I wouldn't draft Tua if he's not mobile. I want a mobile quarterback. Tua is more prepared to play than other quarterbacks because it's going to come down to, really, the question was Jordan Love or Tua. I think Jordan Love is incredibly, incredibly physically gifted. Jordan Love has unreal talent, but we're just not as certain that he will succeed. It's more of a risky pick because you're assuming you can make Jordan Love get better at reading defenses and better as a decision maker. So if it came down to Jordan Love or Tua Tagovailoa, I'd go Tua, but I wouldn't blame you if it was Jordan Love later because, again, you can build around him. Here's the benefit the Dolphins have. The benefit the Dolphins have is they have a massive advantage named Ryan Fitzpatrick. Ryan Fitzpatrick is an older veteran quarterback, and he gives them stability. Their day one starter next year in Miami is Ryan Fitzpatrick. He could be their starter the entire next year, which means there is no hurry for them to play a rookie quarterback. That means the Dolphins could draft Jordan Love. He could sit for an entire year, get better, learn the offense, and then bam, step in next year and 2 years from now and be great and be a good quarterback. However, I will also acknowledge the Dolphins haven't been able to develop Josh Rosen. What makes them think they would be able to develop Jordan Love? They haven't shown an extremely good ability to develop quarterback play. Also, if you're going to draft Jordan Love, multiple teams would love to have him. If you don't draft Jordan Love 5th overall, I don't know that he's still going to be there if you wait all the way till the 18th overall pick. That sounds ludicrous, but people are in love with how gifted Jordan Love is as a quarterback and as a thrower of the football. And a lot of quarterbacks this year, more than I can remember, need quarterbacks. So like teams like the Saints, the Patriots, there are a lot of teams that could trade up. The Raiders maybe might trade up to go get Jordan Love. So I think if you can, get Tua. But if Tua has mobility problems, go draft Jordan Love. But I'd be happy if they traded up to go get Jordan Love if it was the Dolphins. But I think the options at quarterback for the Miami Dolphins moving forward, it's Tua Tagovailoa, Josh Rosen, or Jordan Love. I would not draft Justin Herbert if I was the Miami Dolphins. You don't need to. But that leads me to the next thing. So again, the three options, I believe the long-term plan options for the Miami Dolphins are Tua Tagovailoa, Josh Rosen, or Jordan Love. Or if somehow some miraculous thing happens and they can get Joe Burrow, that'd be incredible. I wouldn't draft Justin Herbert if I was the Miami Dolphins. Now, Devin writes into the question. Devin says, but here's why I wouldn't draft Justin Herbert. He's not as good as Tua, and he doesn't have as much potential as Jordan Love. If you can get Jordan Love, do it. And if you're going to get a guy who needs to play sooner, go get Tua, who's more prepared and actually better than Justin Herbert. Does that make sense? Either go for potential or go for polish. But Justin Herbert isn't better in either category, better than Jordan Love with potential, and he's not more polished than Tua Tagovailoa. It would make no sense for the Dolphins to draft Justin Herbert.